Hello guys, and welcome to episode 10 of the Memphis Grizzlies MyGM. Today, the Memphis Grizzlies are in the playoffs and they will be taking on the Utah Jazz. This will be a playoff recap, so all the games between the Utah Jazz and the Memphis Grizzlies will be shown here today in this video. The number 3 seed taking on the number 6 seed, and the Grizzlies have home court advantage. Let's head on to the game now, where the Memphis Grizzlies is on fast break. Marshawn Brooks, mid-range pull-up, put back by Marcus Gasol, slamming it down with 2 hands, and that is going to give the Grizzlies an early lead. 9-4 is the score. To the basket goes Marcus Gasol with a ferocious one-handed right-hand dunk, and the Grizzlies are on defense now. Pick and roll by Ricky Rubio and Donovan Mitchell. Rudy Gobert is suffering an injury, but he is playing through it as he slams that one down with 2 hands. Back onto the Memphis Grizzlies offense down. Marco Bellinelli at the top of the key. Selvin Mack coming off 2 down screens. Mack with the ball. 3-pointer attempt. That 3-pointer is up and it is not good, but put back by Chandler Parsons. And that is going to end out the first quarter between the Grizzlies and the Jazz. On a side note, the highlights for each game will be tremendously shorter, as I need to fit all the games into one video. Beginning the second quarter, to the rim, Chandler Parsons one-handed dunk, and that is a good way to start off this second quarter. Joe Ingles giving a chase from behind but not able to block it. 34-32 with about 9:40 remaining in the second quarter. Selvin Mack at the top of the key gives a pass to Marco Bellinelli. Bellinelli pull up 3, and that one is through the bottom of the net. A close and intense game so far through one quarter. The Jazz with the ball on offense. Pass given to Ricky Rubio, now at the top of the key. Gets a pick from Epi.10. Udo to the rim. Back out to Thabo Sefolosha. 3-pointer, and that one is through the bottom of the net. With about 1 minute remaining in the first half, the Grizzlies have the ball on offense. That is an easy one-handed dunk for Marshawn Brooks. And that is going to send us to halftime, where the score is 53-50. The Jazz showing a strong performance away from home as they look to capture a game on the road. Let's begin action in the third quarter, where we have the Grizzlies on the fast break and one for Marcus Gasol. Jazz in transition now. That is Sefolosha bringing the ball up court, guarded by Wayne Sheldon. Down low into the post, Donovan Mitchell with a nice left-handed hook. And that is 2 points for Mitchell there. Utah Jazz with the ball back again. Derek Favors at the top of the key gives it to Joe Ingles, guarded by Marco Bellinelli. Favors comes with a pick. Ingles take the pick, pull up 3 for Ingles, and that one is good through the bottom of the net as usual for Joe Ingles. The Grizzlies on a fast break. They give it up to Selvin Mack at the top of the key and at the top of the free throw line. That is a 2-pointer for Selvin Mack, and we have the third quarter come to end, where the score is 77-73. But on the last possession here, the Jazz have the ball, and that is Ricky Rubio. Pick and roll by Ekpe, and he slams it down with 1 hand with the trailing Jakob Poeltl behind them. 79-73 to end out the third quarter, and we're going to begin the fourth quarter with an intense battle. 82-75 is the score, and the Grizzlies are on offense. Mack in the corner of the court, trying to get to the rim, but decides to back it out. Now he's going to try and force his way back to the paint, being guarded well by Ricky Rubio. Mack nowhere to go, has to try and force up a shot, but kicks it back out to Bellinelli, now to Chandler Parsons, trying to drive to the rim. Jermichael Green, 3-pointer, shot clock winding down, and that one is good. It's 82-78, and the Grizzlies are still down, but they are certainly most fighting their best. In the corner, Selvin Mack, mid-range pull-up, and that one is good. Cash money for Selvin Mack, and the Grizzlies find themselves down by 2 points. Down low into the post we go with Marcus Gasol, backing down Rudy Gobert, who is a good defender, but post-spin Marcus Gasol, and that one is going to tie things up here in Memphis, Tennessee. Back down low into the post we go with Marcus Gasol. Rudy Gobert has his takeover badge, but that is not going to affect Marcus Gasol. Backing down Gobert. Marcus Gasol post fade away, and that one is through the bottom of the net. 97-100, and the Grizzlies have claimed the lead just like that. 3-pointer, corner, Marshawn Brooks, and that one falls through the bottom of the net, and that is going to be the end of this Game 1 matchup. The Grizzlies walk away with a 107-99 victory. Both teams played hard, but it was the Grizzlies with a late fourth quarter run to capture the Game 1 victory. We're going to take a look at the playoff standings after Game 1 now. These are the results after Game 1. Not a whole bunch of surprises here, but the Miami Heat did steal a road victory against the Indiana Pacers, and that is a good victory for them. The highest seed in each matchup took Game 1, and they're going to look to defend home court again in Game 2. Speaking of Game 2, let's move on to Game 2 between the Utah Jazz and the Memphis Grizzlies. Back again here at Memphis, Tennessee in the FedEx Forum Arena. When you have home court advantage, you do not want to spoil it. It is important for the Memphis Grizzlies to head out of Memphis, Tennessee with. Nonetheless, let's begin game 2. Marshawn Brooks coming up the court with the ball. Gets a pick from Marc Gasol. Brooks to the rim. Decides he wants to pull up. That ball rolls around the rim and finally falls through the bottom of the net. 19-10 is the score, and the Grizzlies are off to a good start. Corner, 3 ball, JaMychal Green, and that one is good for Green. Green has really improved this game towards the end of the season. On a side note here, I had to update the game, and then when I came back, the uniforms did change. I did not restart the game or anything. It's just that the uniforms got resetted. But back onto the game now, where the Jazz are playing in their regular away uniforms. Jakob Poeltl to the rim, gets that layup to go off the glass, and that is the end of the first quarter between the Jazz and the Grizzlies. 28-15 is your score. Now on to the second quarter, where the Utah Jazz have the ball back, and they're going to push it up to Joe Ingles. Wide open three-pointer, and that one falls. The Jazz on a bit of a run now, cuts the game to 8 points, but the game is back now to a 10-point lead. Jakob Poeltl with the ball down low, kicks it out to Marco Bellinelli. That is a three-pointer, and that one is good. That one falls for Marco Bellinelli. Jazz on the fast break now. Burks to the rim, reverse layup, and one for Burks as he gets that layup to go off the glass. The Jazz on a bit of a run again. They are on the fast break, and Donovan Mitchell slams it down over Kyle Anderson. A mean one-handed dunk for Donovan Mitchell, but down the other way we go with Marshawn Brooks, and that is a three-pointer for him, and that is going to extend this lead to a 12-point game. The Grizzlies, Marshawn Brooks, three-pointer left wide open, and that one falls again. Grizzlies with the ball back again. Donovan Mitchell guarding Wayne Sheldon very closely at the top of the key. Marshawn Brooks coming off a couple screens. Marshawn Brooks three-pointer, and that one is good again. Three-pointers from Marshawn Brooks, and that is going to end out the first half between the Grizzlies and the Jazz in game 2. Grizzlies shooting an outstanding 62% while they have 62 points. Jazz shooting a lowly 37% with only 40 points. Back on to the second half action now, and we have the Utah Jazz with the ball. That is Rudy Gobert with a nice one-handed dunk. Good fake pass by Rudy Gobert to catch Marc Gasol off guard and get a nice one-handed dunk. Donovan Mitchell down the other way again, and he hits a three-pointer trying to trim the lead down, but in an unfortunate lose, Rudy Gobert would go down with an injury, but we have a nice one-handed dunk by Marshawn Brooks over Ricky Rubio. Rudy Gobert was already playing with an injury, and this injury here right now would keep him out the playoffs for good. Sprained right elbow, and he'll be out for 1 to 2 weeks. Ball back to the Grizzlies now. They put up a three-pointer. That is Marco Bellinelli. Grizzlies have the ball back again. Jay Crowder guarding JaMychal Green. JaMychal Green, deep three, and that one falls to the bottom of the net. A deep three for JaMychal Green, and that is going to end out the third quarter between the Grizzlies and the Jazz. 89-65 is the score. A much better performance by the Memphis Grizzlies, in this game 2 matchup. JaMychal Green to the rim again. He gets that tough layup to go. Grizzlies run a pick and roll. Marshawn Brooks looking for a wide open guy. Triple J now to Ivan Rapp, and that mid-range is good, and that is going to end out the game where the score was 108-89, and the Memphis Grizzlies take game 2 and defend home court advantage. Looking at the results after game 2, all the higher seeds except for the Indiana Pacers defend home court and will be traveling to their opponent now. And the Utah Jazz are finally home, but will have to play without Rudy Gobert. Epi.10 will be their starting center, and we will see what he could do against Marc Gasol or what Marc Gasol can do against him. The Grizzlies look to take game 3 on the road against the Utah Jazz. Beginning in the first quarter, where the game is 3-3, Thabo Sefolosha three-pointer at the top of the key, and that one falls straight through the net. The Jazz with the ball back again. Thabo Sefolosha forces up a shot over Kyle Anderson, and he gets that one to go. You rarely see shots go in up over Kyle Anderson. And that is a oop thrown up to Donovan Mitchell as he slams it down with one hand over Wayne Sheldon. Down the other way we go with the fast break. Donovan Mitchell poster over Chandler Parsons. And that is one of the meanest and nastiest posters I have ever seen in this game. And that is going to end out the first quarter between the Jazz and the Grizzlies, 30-18. What a crazy dunk by Donovan Mitchell, and the Utah Jazz are playing with a life reimagined. The Utah Jazz have gone off to such a fast start, and the Grizzlies are trying to keep up. But it looks like the Utah Jazz are still playing at the pace they want to play. Marshawn Brooks two-handed dunk. He gets the foul and the free throw. 26-36 is the score. The Utah Jazz leading by 10 points. Marshawn Brooks dumps it down low to Chandler Parsons with a nice one-handed dunk, there. 38-30 is the score now. Ricky Rubio calling for the ball. Rubio to the rim. Behind the head pass to Joe Ingles. Back down to Ricky Rubio now. Off the glass, that layup is good, and that is 2 points for Ricky Rubio. Thabo Sefolosha up over Marc Gasol. Can't get that one to go, and the Grizzlies are on the fast break now. Marshawn Brooks looking for a wide open guy. Gives it to Chandler Parsons in the corner of the court. Back out to Marc Gasol, and we have another injury on the play. Derek Favors in immense pain, and that is another sprained elbow for the Utah Jazz, and his playoff series will be done for him. Thabo, top of the key, three-pointer, and that one is bottom of the net. And that is going to send us into halftime where the Utah Jazz lead by 10 points. The Jazz, playing at a quicker tempo and forcing the Grizzlies into mistake, have dug the Grizzlies into a 10-point deficit. Beginning second half action, down low Marc Gasol. They're going to try and attack Epi.10 now. Post spin off the glass, Marc Gasol. That one is through the bottom of the net. Back down low again, we go to Marc Gasol. They bring the double team this time, but it is not enough as Marc Gasol still gets that layup to go. Back into the post we go again, one more time for Marc Gasol, but he kicks it out to Wayne Selden. Three-pointer is money, cash money for Wayne Selden, and the Grizzlies are on a bit of a run here. Marco Bellinelli, he gets that three-pointer to go, and just like that, that is going to end out the third quarter with the Grizzlies on a bit of a run, and the game is now 81-77. 81-87 now. They're going to back it down low with Marc Gasol. Post spin off of Ekpe-Udoh. That layup is good and off the glass. The Grizzlies on an amazing run, and it is led by Marc Gasol. Back it down Udoh again. Post spin. And when will Udoh learn to defend that? As the Grizzlies go back to Marc Gasol again. Same move. Tough layup attempt, but it is put back up and in by Kyle Anderson. And that is going to tie things here. And the Utah Jazz now have a 4-point lead. Backing down to the rim. Marc Gasol, and he gets that layup to go, cutting the game down to a 2-point lead. Grizzlies on the fast break now have the potential to tie the game. Triple J, that layup falls, and it is good, 100-100. Back down low to the post again with Marc Gasol. Post spin off of Ekpe-Udoh, and that gives the Memphis Grizzlies a lead. The Grizzlies with the ball back again. Pick and fade by Marc Gasol at the top of the key. That one is a good mid-range jump shot from Marc Gasol, and he is absolutely hype here. Pick and fade between Marshawn Brooks and Marc Gasol again. Gasol extending his range, three-pointer, and that one is good. And that is going to give the Memphis Grizzlies a Game 3 victory against the Utah Jazz and one more game so they could perform the sweep and move on to the next round. Amazing game by Marc Gasol, and just like that, the Grizzlies are one game away from advancing to the next round in the playoffs. Moving on to Game 4 now, where the Grizzlies have the potential to sweep the Utah Jazz. They're going to try and come out throwing all blows here. The Grizzlies with the ball on offense, and the score is 4-2. Low scoring game so far. Triple J backing down Joe Ingles. Nice post move, and he gets that two-pointer to go. Nice little layup for Triple J there. Jazz on defense now. Grizzlies on offense. Marco Bellinelli. Foot on the line. That two-pointer is good. Would have liked to see a 3 there, but that is going to end out the first quarter between the Utah Jazz and the Memphis Grizzlies, where the score is 18-16. Quick first quarter. Now we move on to the second quarter. Beginning with the Grizzlies on offense. Marco Bellinelli at the top of the key, guarded by Grayson Allen. Gets a pick from Jakob Poeltl. Poeltl to the rim. Marco Bellinelli to the rim as well, and that layup attempt is good. With the two injuries the Utah Jazz have faced, they have to run their lineup deep, and that is why Grayson Allen is in the game. But nonetheless, they still have a game to play. Jakob Poeltl looking for an open man. That is JaMychal Green, three-pointer, and that one is green for JaMychal Green. 25-17, and Shelvin Mack tips that ball away, trying to fight for it, but a wide open three-pointer for Ricky Rubio as Jay Crowder was able to get the pass to him, and that is going to cut the lead down. 30-20 is the score now. Jay Crowder at the top of the key gives it up to Thabo Sefolosha, guarded by JaMychal Green, gets a pick from Joe Ingles. Chandler Parsons playing off. Sefolosha, three-pointer, and that one had an amazing high arc to it, and it is through the bottom of the rim. Donovan Mitchell on the fast break now. Don't want him to get another posterizing dunk. He kicks it out to Jay Crowder, and the Utah Jazz all of a sudden are on a bit of a run now. 40-37, and the Jazz are not going away lightly. The Grizzlies with the ball on offense. JaMychal Green, three-pointer. That one is good as it rolls around the rim, off the backboard, and through the bottom of the net. Grizzlies with the ball on offense, JaMychal Green, mid-range pull-up, and that mid-range is green for JaMychal Green, and that is going to send us into halftime where the score is 51-37. Grizzlies shooting 52% to the Utah Jazz 36%. They've also been forcing a whole bunch of turnovers from the Utah Jazz, and that is going to give them extra opportunities. Speaking of turnovers, the Memphis Grizzlies turn the ball over, and down the other way we go with Joe Ingles with a nice two-handed dunk. 59-46 is the score with about 8 minutes remaining in the third quarter. Wayne Selden, top of the key, gives it to Marcus Gasol, guarded by Epi.10. Down low to Kyle Anderson. Anderson gets the layup attempt up, and the layup attempt is good over Alec Burks. Grizzlies on the fast break again. Wayne Selden to Marshawn Brooks. Tough left-handed layup for Marshawn Brooks, and he gets that one to go. Grizzlies on the break again, but that pass is disrupted, but they get it back. Wayne Selden to the rim, one-handed dunk over Ekpe-Udoh, and that is going to increase the lead to a 28-point lead, Marshawn Brooks, go ahead and make it a 30-point lead as the game is now 82-52. Grizzlies with the ball back again. Ricky Rubio almost gets the steal. Marshawn Brooks gets it back. Wayne Selden driving towards the rim now. Throws a oop up to Triple J, and he slams it over Jay Crowder. Talk about dunks this series. One of the meanest alley-oops I've seen in this game as well. Straight up nasty, and that is going to end out the third quarter where the score is 86-52, and it's looking like the Utah Jazz are out of life. JaMychal Green with the ball, with the score being 100-61. Post spin, JaMychal Green gets that one to go, and that is going to increase this lead even more. Ivan Rabb now into the game with a couple of the reserves. Chandler Parsons to the rim, back out to Omir Caspi, corner 3 ball, and that one is good. 113-67, and the Grizzlies are going to advance to the next round of the playoffs where they take a dominating victory over the Utah Jazz. 121-73 is your final score in Utah, and the Grizzlies will be moving on to the next round. A great team performance led the way to a sweep of the Utah Jazz, and the Grizzlies will be moving on to the next round in the playoffs. The Jazz were not at full strength, and the Grizzlies most definitely took advantage of that. The coaching from JB Bickerstaff was a job well done in this series. We also did meet an owner goal. We sat down and talked to him, and he wanted us to sweep the Utah Jazz, and just like that, we did sweep our playoff opponent. Before we take a look at the next round matchups, let's take a look at how our players performed for this series. Marcus Gasol led the way with 23 points, with Marshawn Brooks right behind him, averaging 13.5 and about 7 assists per game. Brooks, it's going to be tough to see what we do with his contract in the offseason, but we definitely want this guy back. And with Michael Conley being so injury prone, Brooks could definitely be the starting point guard for this team. But now let's take a look at the round 2 matchups. Only 2 Game 7 series in the first round between the Indiana Pacers and the Los Angeles Lakers and the OKC Thunder. But for our matchups, we have the Golden State Warriors versus the Thunder. That'll be a good one. Rockets versus Grizzlies, another good one. Toronto versus Philadelphia, and the Miami Heat versus the Detroit Pistons. Thank you guys for watching, and I will see you in the next episode.